Hey everyone, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. If you're new, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central, every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Central, and we relax and craft and work on a project together. Right now, we are working on the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home block of the month quilt along. There are 4 blocks total. We are on block 2, and here is what block 2 looks like. It is this cute little double house there and the cute little tree. We just finished the needle turn applique. We're doing needle turn applique. You can do whatever you want. You can embroider the whole thing. You can applique the whole thing. We are doing a combo of needle turn applique, and we finished that last night, and the rest, you can see the houses in there. The rest I'm going to embroider, and we're going to start the embroidery tonight. So thanks so much, guys, for joining me. Just some notes. Today is the last video that I'm going to have the giveaway for the Sarah J. Fat Quarter Bundle. So there's information above for that. To enter, just type in the hashtag I Love Home Quilt, and you'll be entered. You can still do the hashtag I Love Home Quilt through the weekend. So you can do that on the replays. Just type in the comments hashtag I Love Home Quilt to be entered. And you can also do that on the YouTube page where I have the replays as well at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube. So feel free to enter there as well. And I will be picking a winner on Monday. It'll be announced a little later in the week though. So today is my last video. So if you do hashtag I Love Home Quilt on any video this week, then you'll be entered. So awesome, thanks guys. And we will be starting a new project soon on the 18th. It is the hand-stitched English paper piecing project from the Wisecraft Quilts book by Blair Stocker. If you want to join us on this, there are English paper piecing pieces that you can order. I have a link up above for that as well if you want to go to her blog post and find the links to purchase the actual templates. And if you do have the templates, make sure to check that you have, I think there's 40 pieces. There were a few missing, but if you contacted her, she'll be sending them out this week. She's already sent out the replacement ones. So if you have them, just double check. And if you don't have all those pieces, then send her a message, and it'll get rectified real quick here. So awesome. So that's not next week, but it's the week after that already. So we're cranking through these projects. All right, guys, let's flip you around and we will get going with the embroidery. So awesome. Thank you. Thanks for joining me again here. All right. Oh, I didn't think you were going to have time. Oh gosh, you're still, oh God, there's no gas anywhere. Well, Eep, I hope you can get everything figured out, Sherry, and stay safe and everything. That is just, you know, some scary stuff coming down there. All right, guys, so we will be stitching the rest of this with that coral 6-strand embroidery floss. If you want to use that same color, it is DMC and it's 3340. I'm going to be using my giant cone of floss. So this is like 8 meters worth, and this is 2,100 meters worth. And that's how I buy my floss, is by the giant cone like this. Oh, and thanks for all your hearts and shares, you guys. I mean, I really do appreciate that. That actually, the hearts and the shares and the likes, that actually brings, it actually shows my this video to more people, and you know, hopefully they come and join us and hang out with us and craft as well. So I really do appreciate that. All right, I cut about a 2-foot piece here. So this is 6-strand embroidery floss, but I am only going to be stitching with 3 strands tonight, and that's just because I like the line thickness that the 3 strands give us. And I did a little video on that if you want to know more, like what 1 strand looks like versus 6 versus 3. So check out my YouTube for that. Oh, we are trying to reconnect here, guys. So hopefully, I'm just going to wait a few seconds Oh, we stopped. Hey guys, so we're back. We got conked out there for some reason, so thanks again for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I appreciate you being here, guys, again. Sorry for the snafu. It's Facebook, who knows. All right, guys, we are working on the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home Block of the Month Quilt Along. This is block 2. There is plenty of time to still join if you want. You can just click the link that I have in my post here. All you do is sign up on her page. It is free, and you will get block 1 and 2 sent to you. There are 2 more blocks coming out at the beginning of each upcoming month here. So thanks. I see you guys popping in again. Thanks again for joining me. Don't know what happened, it just conked out. So feel free to do the hashtag I Love Home quilt again if you want to be entered into the contest to win the Designs by Sarah J. Fat Quarter Bundle. Thanks again for joining me. If you're having sound trouble before or something, hopefully it works out now. I don't know. Just conked out. It said, we just stopped your video for you. I'm like, okay, Facebook. But all right, guys, and just another reminder, we are going to be starting the, from the Wisecraft Quilts book, the hand-stitched, let me see if I can find it again here. This is a book worth getting. I'm writing a blog post right now about my favorite sewing books as of late, and this one's going in it. I love it. So we are going to make this project right here, the English paper-pieced, hand-stitched project from Blair Stocker's book, Wisecraft Quilts. There's a link here for that as well. Click on there and you'll get a link to where you can purchase the templates for that. So that's starting on the 18th. Thanks for letting me review everything again with you guys, and thanks for popping back in here. All right, let's get stitching. We won't waste any more time, so let's flip around here. Okay, so I think I always like, before starting embroidery, I always kind of like to plan out the order of my stitching, at least to begin with. I don't plan out the whole thing per se, but I do kind of want to have a little plan. And I think for this, I'm just going to work from this side over. That's my deal, I think, tonight. So I'm going to start with these itty bitty flowers, and then I got to remember I got to put that little the tree trunk, that J plus A in there. So I'm going to do that area and kind of work my way. I think after that I'll start up on this house and I don't know, see what happens. So all right, I got my string cut from 5 minutes ago before Facebook conked out, and it's 6 strands of embroidery floss. They divide easy like this. You can see all 6 strands. I'm going to use 3 strands. So I'm going to actually, this is the easiest way to separate strands, I think. You do it one at a time. So you pinch it in your fingers, and you separate, you like isolate just one of these little strands. Ooh, from Central Florida. I hope you're staying safe, Kathy. All right, so you separate the one strand and then you pull on it, letting it all bunch up behind where you're pinching. And it looks crazy. It looks like it's going to be a disaster, but it just releases all perfect. And you can do it really fast. So let's isolate another one. And then I'm just laying it here, the end. I'll match up those ends. Thanks for entering the giveaway, guys. That's what all the hashtag I Love Quilts are for. If you're just coming in now, it's to enter to win a Fat Quarter Bundle by Sarah J, Designs by Sarah J. So this is the last video for it. So if you do hashtag I Love Home Quilt on any of the videos from this week or on the YouTube replays for this week, then you'll be entered. All right, so I'm just putting my 3 strands back together here and sliding my hand down it, and we are all together again. So, okay, that's ready to go, my 3 strands, and let's get this guy in the hoop. So I'm using my wrapped hoop. Will you explain why I separate each strand? It's the fastest and easiest way to get the amount of strands you want. So I didn't want to use all 6 strands. It comes as 6 strands, the embroidery floss, but I only want to use 3. And I'm using 3 just so my line's not so fat. I want a thinner line, but I don't want to use 2. I don't want to use 1 because that's too thin for me for this project. I want not too hefty. I think 6 strands would just be too bulky, too hefty for these houses. I think the 3 strands will be a little more delicate, but still hold their own as far as thickness when they go up against this needle turn applique. And I think by separating them one at a time, it's the fastest way. They also lie flatter when you separate them all and then put them back together. It's really kind of incredible how quick it is just to pull those 3 strands versus taking 3 strands and separating them both at the same time. This is faster and it'll twist up less, I think. Yes, Michelle, exactly. It is a personal preference how many strands to use. And if you're interested, I did a YouTube post about that. I wanted to show this for the wrapped hoop, but we just finished this Craft a Happy Life embroidery stitch along. And within the videos for this, like I think it's between the first and third video, I do a whole thing where I show, here's what 1 strand looks like, here's what 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands looks like in comparison to each other, plus pearl cotton floss and yarn and 12 weight sewing thread. I compare all of those. So it really is, however, it's a personal preference, however thick you want your line to look. So you can check that out if you want to do some comparison before. Okay, so I am using my hoop that's wrapped. We wrapped it in the exact same way that we did for this project, but instead of doing the outer hoop, like this is the outer hoop that's wrapped, the inner hoop is hiding in there. I'm doing the inner hoop, and I don't always use a wrapped hoop, but it does help to, this hoops sometimes have like a sharp kind of severe edge, and having it wrapped sometimes helps just round the edge a little bit more so you have less creasing in there. So I'm right on the edge here. You know what, I might use a little smaller hoop for this area actually. Let's see, what do I got? I got my little 4-inch hoop. I think I'm gonna be able to center it a little bit more in this smaller hoop here. This hoop was just, I couldn't grab all the fabric here and here, right? I'm right on the edge, and my flower's right on the edge there. So by going with this smaller one, I can center it, and I still have enough fabric around here. So I think that's the plan here. So I guess I'm not gonna use a wrapped hoop for now, but as long as you don't keep it in there forever and ever, you shouldn't have a long-lasting crease. But every time you're done embroidering for the day, I would take the embroidery out of your hoop just so you don't get that kind of more permanent crease. All right, so I am getting this in here. So I put the inner hoop underneath and the outer hoop on top, kind of sort of centering what I plan on stitching here. It doesn't have to be centered. I just don't want it so close that I keep hitting like the inner hoop. So this gives us enough leeway. So I just placed it right on top of there. I'm gonna put the screw closure close a little bit, and then I'm gonna just pull it taut a little bit. I'm not trying to stretch it at all. I'm just trying to make sure it's all laying evenly in the hoop. And you can kind of feel like if there's a little wave when you run your hand under, then it's not really stretched enough in there. All right, that feels good. Let's tighten it the rest of the way then. Okay, we got our thread here. Grab a needle. So I'm using a size 5 embroidery needle. And just to show you what we are using for the needle turn applique, this is what we are using for the needle turn applique. Now they're about the same length, but the needle turn applique is much thinner. This is a straw needle. or a Milner's needle, and this is an embroidery needle. So they both have sharp points, but the difference is that my embroidery needle has a larger eye. So for embroidery, you want that large eye and the sharp point. You don't want to use a cross stitch needle because a cross stitch needle typically has a blunted point. But for embroidery, you need to pierce the fabric. For cross stitch, you want to just go kind of in the holes between the fabric. So there we go. All right. I am going to just thread the needle, do my little pinch method, just reveal, unpinch until you reveal the teeniest bit of thread. Put the eye over that and push it through. Okay, let's see. I wonder if we can just, you know what? We're gonna start with an away knot, like I typically do when I don't have anything to weave it in yet. So I'm going to put a knot here. And I'm going to start here and work this way. So I'm going to put my away knot as far away from my starting point as I can without crossing over. You know what? I think I might even go in here. I want it at least like 4 inches or so away to start. Oh, Josa, I really, really liked the straw needles. So this was my first time using the straw needle, which was that long, longer needle, that long skinny needle. That was the first time for me using that longer size needle for needle turn applique, and I really, really liked it. I liked it a lot. I would definitely recommend using one. So, all right, that's my away knot. We will come back to that in a little bit. I like when my embroideries don't have knots on the back. Not so much, I mean, it does make it flatter. It makes it prettier on the back, I think, without knots. But the big thing for me is that then when I'm like pulling my thread through, my thread's not going to like catch on a knot. And then I have like this loop on the back that I didn't know I had. So with a flat, no knot back, you have nothing to catch the knots on. So, okay, I'm going to just do a little back stitch here. Because we have a lot of little curves and everything in these little roses, my stitches will probably be a hair smaller. And I'm just trying to think of, okay, I got this small curve. How can I divide it into little straight lines? Because all these stitches are basically little straight lines. So as I go, I'm kind of mentally dividing that line up, the curved line up, into little straight lines. And here I want that little itty peak, that little indent of that leaf. So I'm going to make my stitch a little smaller. Let me know if any of you guys or who else is making this quilt. I'm curious. Yeah, and if you do want to share, you can share it in either Jacquelynne Steves or both. Jacquelynne Steves Facebook. She has a Facebook page for this project, and I'd also love to see it in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group too. Oh, it's good again tonight now. Oh, for weird, I don't know. It's in the exact same spot. I think it's just Facebook decides right immediately. Actually, I don't think it's Facebook. I think it's my phone. My phone wants to autocorrect all the thing. Oh, you're doing machine applique. Oh, pretty. That'll be nice too, Catherine. Okay, so let's see. I think I'll start in the center and loop my way out. This is a cute little rose. So again, I want to get that round feel with my straight stitches. So I'm going to do smaller stitches so I can make sure to represent that curve. Going out this morning to find a straw needle. Oh, awesome! Yeah, I think the straw needle was worth it. I'm really happy that I tested that out. Oh, it's a lot brighter tonight. Oh, that's good. You have your applique done. Oh, awesome. And hopefully get the embroidery done tomorrow. Woo, maybe complete the block. That'd be awesome, Deborah. Yeah, I'm hoping that the sewing is quick. It looks it's pretty straightforward, the sewing part of it. Oh, you posted yours, Rosalie! Yay! I didn't get to check the group this evening yet. I'll head over there when we're done here tonight. There we go. So to get that curve, look how many itty bitty stitches I put in there compared to these larger stitches. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think you have to have perfect even stitches for the entire thing. I mean, I suppose that's kind of the beauty of a human stitching it versus a machine, because you know, we can just switch to smaller stitches when they're needed, I guess. You have about half your pieces thread basted. Oh, awesome! So I love that idea. I love that with needle turn applique, you can just thread baste everything and then grab and go, and all your pieces are already attached. They just need to be stitched down. I think that's awesome. Oh, thanks for the share, Wanda. I appreciate that a ton. Like I said, the sharing helps the Facebook algorithm, so it helps get it out there more. And you know, a lot of times, I don't know if you guys know this, but on Facebook, they don't actually show everything. So everyone who's on Penguin and Fish, who is waiting for their notification, a lot of times they don't get that unless like the algorithm has enough juice, sort of thing. So not necessarily the notification, but the it might not show up in their timeline. So that helps with all that. And if you have a few minutes then, oh, I don't have it yet, MK. I bought that. Oh, did you guys see that this morning? I woke up specifically to order this this silly, fun, beautiful pin cushion. Oh my gosh, I should have put a link here, and now I'm blanking on the name. It's oh my gosh, is it Fish Circus Museum? Or Fish Museum Circus? Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking, but you can check the Facebook. I put a link to it. But she's one of these artists, which are awesome, that in her newsletter, she has to put, okay, at this time they'll go live, so make sure you're there. And I'm being so literal. I went there and I clicked 2 of them because I was gonna get more than one, and then I hit buy, and then the one was out already, and I'm like, oh my god! And so I quick hit buy on the other one, and luckily I got it. That literally happened in 10 seconds or less, and they were gone. All of them were just gone. And I had been trying like 3 other times to snag one of those. They're so cute and silly, these little pin cushions. They're like little ceramic, I don't know, mine's like some giraffe creature, but they're all cute and sweet, and I just love them. You know, Holly, I'm thinking, you know, I was thinking that freezer paper method would make it easy and stuff for me for this, because I was a little nervous about doing needle turn applique again. But I gotta tell you, I'm kind of with you. Like, it was, once I switched to just doing kind of the basting with a needle, or not with a needle, basting with pins or thread, and doing the whole needle turn, the tuck method or whatever, that ended up being a little Fish Museum and Circus. That's what it is, Lucy. Okay, thanks so much for saying that again. So Fish Museum and Circus on Etsy. Totally join her newsletter. That's where she announces when those go up. But yeah, I've been liking this just tuck and the needle turn, no fussing with the paper or the starch or anything. So I'm kind of liking it. All right, guys, I'm putting in that J plus A here. I think we're gonna do it. I think right there is good. Yeah, here's the house. That's about the level that someone would put that in. So I'm eyeballing it. So I'm gonna just, oh my god, and it's teeny tiny too. So I'm just adding a little J. Ooh, we'll see how good I can eyeball this. This is a little thick too, this thread, but we're gonna do it. Oh, you're gonna try the tree that way where it's just tucked. Yeah, it was surprising that I wasn't expecting it to be a little easier that way for me. All right, I think we're just gonna add one little arrow point here, and that'll be the J. Hopefully that looks like a J. There we go. That's an itsy bitsy J. And then we'll just do a little plus. A should be pretty easy, I'm thinking. A couple straight stitches. Oh, I love it. This was a good suggestion. I forget who suggested it here, but I like it. J and, ooh, maybe nah. I was gonna maybe do the cross part first, but I think it'll be easier to see these side lines first. Okay, we'll put a little one up there. So I think I might have a sewing day again tomorrow. I'm gonna try and finish, oh, I have it right here. I'm gonna try and finish, since my sewing machine did end up working, I'm gonna try and finish that Sew Sweetness bag that I did with the jeans. So I'm gonna take a nice, easy Saturday, get up and get some coffee and work on that project tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. All right, there we go. Oh, you're doing the quilt, but you found a panel with blocks of gingerbread houses. Oh, and put that in the center. Oh, so sweet. Oh man, Tamara, that sounds really, really cute. So sweet. I love just seeing what everyone's doing with theirs. It's just so neat. All right, there's a cute little J and A. Look how little it is though, and it's so itsy bitsy. You'll barely even see it there, I think, but I kind of like that. All right, so I'm kind of planning out my move again here. I'm gonna do this rose next and then jump down to here, and then I can go right to this line here. So that'll be a good path for my thread, I think, versus jumping here and then jumping up here and then back down here. So, all right, let's do that. I think we'll just start in the center again. And I am just jumping, so in theory, you will see a little bit of orange line behind here, but I'm not gonna let that bother me. Actually, I might run out of thread before I get all the way back down there, but that's okay. Woo! Going to Quilt Expo in Madison with 50 other ladies. Oh my God, Joseph, that sounds so much fun. You'll have to share how it went on Monday. How fun! Oh man, that sounds like a treat. All right, so I'm using these small stitches again to do this itsy bitsy round bit in the center here. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's already 10 o'clock. Crazy, this is speeding by tonight. Well, we had that little Facebook snafu, I suppose. If you guys have any questions on the embroidery I'm doing or anything, you know, that you're struggling with embroidery, just let me know. I am kind of, I'm kind of speeding through this tonight, and I'm more than happy to talk more than I am about it. If you're having trouble with something. Oh, you're heading to Madison too. Oh, you went last year, Josa. So much to see. Those things are kind of crazy, aren't they? It just blows your brain up a little bit, doesn't it? Just the amount of visual stimulation at those things. It's just kind of incredible. All right, I'm gonna switch to doing the leaf right now because ultimately I want this rose to feel in front of the leaf. So I want to make sure that I have that I'm stitching in front of the leaf, and that's going to be much easier if the leaf is there first. So I'm going to jump to the leaf, and then I'll pick up that rose again. Wow, and we're going to run out of thread real quick here. I'd like to at least get to some of this rose before running out of thread, if that's a thing I can decide, because it would be great to weave in my floss right in the rows I want to start on. Oh, I know. Like, it'd be awesome to win that fat quarter bundle. It really is pretty. Oh, if you want more chances to win, head over to the other bloggers that are doing it, and you can find that out by going to the Jacquelynne Steves page. Just follow her blog. She's talking about it. But she lists the other designers. And if you're following my newsletter, I listed the other designers when we posted block 2. But they're each having a giveaway for the bundle as well. So there's a bunch of bundles that you can win. So there are several chances to win. Oh, I think so, MK. All those little details do make a difference, and you just I don't know, I feel like I'm a tip collector. I love learning new little things here and there, and I'll read a whole book, and if only one sentence was of value, then it was of value for me to like read that book. So I mean, I love just they're like all like little mini aha moments, I feel like. But yeah, everything, it makes it easier. Well, even like that straw needle, like just switching to that straw needle, it's like, dang, this thing's awesome. A longer needle is easier than the shorter needle for a needle turn. Like that's I love that. That's a new little piece of information that I didn't have before, All right, so my last stitch on this one, and I am gonna jump down to here. This is kind of the closest, nearest point. We are going to see that line there, but that's okay. You could put some interfacing behind if you didn't want to, or even another piece of muslin or something if you didn't want to see the stitches as much. Oh, the video went down for you? I think we're still going here, Patricia. You probably can't tell, but if your video went down, but I think we're still okay. All right, a few more stitches. I think we'll finish this leaf. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the rows first. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do want to do the leaf first and then the rows. I was thinking I was doing it a little out of order. Oh, good. So you're still here. All right. I think this will be my, well, I could probably squeeze out another stitch or two. Let's give it a try. Yeah, one more stitch. So, all right, I'm gonna weave in this end. So, like I was saying, I like weaving in my thread ends versus tying knots because it does give me a flat background. Then when I'm pulling my thread through, it doesn't catch on any of those knots, and that makes life more enjoyable. So I'm gonna go back and forth 3 times, and I'm really trying to squiggle through the backs of these stitches and catch as much as I can. And then one more time. There we go, and I will trim that. All right, and I'm trimming it right to the stitch too, so I don't have like a long string hanging out. All right, back to that away knot. I'm gonna cut that off now. I just snipped that little knot off. And now I have another end to weave in. So that's always how I start an embroidery versus a knot, because like I said, then that knot, your thread can catch on it. So I am wasting a little bit more thread at the beginning to do this, but I think it's worth it. So weaving in this end. From here on out, we can just weave into the backs from the get-go, because now we have stitches in place to do that. Oops, I think I lost my thread there. Let's try that again. All right, one more. I want to go back and forth 3 times. If you only go back and forth twice, it can still pull out a little bit. Okay, snip that. All right, so I do have my other 3 strands of thread here. So now these strands we did not pull out separately, so you can tell it is a little bit more twisted. And we did a test last time. We tested it with pulling the strands out where it lays really flat, and then we tried using the twisted one afterwards, and the twisted one did curl up a little bit more on us. So from here on out, I am, even though I have 3 already, I am going to separate all 3 again so I can lay them flat, which may seem kind of silly, but we did get more knots, and it did twist up a little bit more, or more potential knots when we didn't separate them. So we're giving it a try again. One little extra step. All right, putting them together. There. Now it's not a twist anymore. They're all laying flat. Okay, let's get the needle. Again, here's my pinching method. So you don't want to go like that. You don't need to lick the thread. Just pinch. And as you separate, where you can see that, just when you can see it peek out there, the floss end, you put the eye of the needle right over it and push down and keep undoing your pinch, and it just keeps going down, and then you can grab the thread. Okay, so now I don't need to tie a knot. I can just go to the back and weave in to threads that already exist, kind of near where I want to start. Oh yeah, give it a try. See if it works for you. The threads laying flatter. That was a suggestion from you guys here too. So that's my magic trick, is I just have all you guys tell me how to do everything right. That's how I learn all my new quilting and new embroidery tricks. Hive mind, that's what we're doing here. Okay, there we go. So I wove it back and forth 3 times. We're ready to go. I didn't have to do that away knot, any of that. Why do you thread the needle before you cut your thread off the reel when you were needle turning? Oh, no reason. I don't know. Probably because I was just thinking about threading the needle and forgetting to actually cut thread. So I have no good reason for that at all. I think maybe I could just tell the length of it a little bit more. Not sure, but nope, that's not for any technical reason. But now you got me thinking. Maybe I'm subconsciously doing that for some technical reason. I'll have to think about that next time we needle turn. I didn't realize I was doing that. That's funny though. Some subconscious reason I'm threading the needle and then cutting it off the spool. All right. You'll notice that my stitches are still pretty small because I am working with these little curves still. Yeah, great minds coming together. Exactly, Michelle. All right, now let's work on this rose. I'm going to pretend that this stitch right here that I did for the leaf is actually for the rose. We're going kind of in a weird order for this rose, but oh well. Actually, yeah, maybe I'm going to jump up to the start. I like starting at the center and working around. This one's goofy. Oh well. In case you drop the thread, it's still attached to the spool. Maybe that's it, Lucy. I have no idea. Clearly I'm doing it for some reason. I have a hunch that it's just because I'm forgetting the step that, oh yeah, I gotta cut it off of the spool. I'm getting excited to start stitching, so I'm threading the needle and then realizing, oh dang, I'm still attached to this thing. That would be my actual guess of what's happening. I don't think I'm coming up with some magic solution to some problem that we have. I think I'm just forgetting to take it off the spool. Oh, well, there you go. Okay, I like that reason, Rosalie. All right, maybe that's why. When I use the thread the way it comes off the spool, it goes through the fabric better instead of backwards. I'm going with that. Did you do a French knot on the flower? Oh, on the flower on the left. Oh no, I didn't. I'm just that would have been a cute idea though. I am just doing, I'm just doing back stitches. I think it's cute. I'm doing the back stitch. I think with a French knot, I don't think that would read as much of like a rose, because a rose just has that, it just has that spiral that just keeps kind of going and going, and I'm kind of thinking of these as roses. We went to summer once where the instructor said, if you're right-handed, thread your needle on the thread first off the spill. Oh, left-handed. Ah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that, MK. That's interesting. I mean, I get, I mean, that the logic sounds, you know, smart. Then it's twisting like the right way. I suppose it depends. Threads are twisted onto the spool in different ways. Like, what is it? Like an S twist versus a Z twist. So you kind of have to know what that is too if you're really getting detailed. But I don't know any of that stuff. I'm guessing a lot of it's pretty standard, but who knows? All right, I'm gonna get the stitch going down here. Then I have one little missing stitch at the bottom there. And then we have these little roses done. We will, I think at that point, I think I'm gonna switch to, well, I'll start this line, but then I think I'm gonna switch to my bigger hoop, because now we're kind of done with this area. And I'd like to be able to see, oops, sorry, bumped you guys. I'd like to be able to see more. Oh, you learned that in home at college, funny. I like to see more of the design while I'm stitching. All right, going right down to the base here. Oh, you tried it running through beeswax. Oh, okay, so I have not tried. Did you try it with embroidery floss running it through beeswax? I haven't tried that, embroidery floss through beeswax. All right, you're gonna see my stitches get real big here now, because I like making them a little bit bigger on straightaways. The only reason I was doing it that small was to do these nice curves. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Patricia. That's a bummer. Well, the replay should be fine. So if you check back on YouTube later, it will be, the replay on YouTube should be okay. All right, I think I'm going to stop right here and let's switch to that other hoop. So let's get all the thread in the middle here before I get too far along. Okay, but you see some of this creasing here? That won't happen quite as much. I mean, we're gonna press this, we're gonna get this wet to take the marker off. So I'm not worried about that staying there, that crease, but it'll be reduced a little bit with this wrapped hoop. So, all right, let's try and get this. Let's maybe we'll do the little house and then move on to the big house. Maybe that's our plan. I was thinking I'd go up and I'd go up around on both and come back around. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I like that better. We're gonna do we're gonna go clockwise around this thing, I think. Oh, DMC flossed through beeswax and it was a big improvement. Oh, Carla, okay. I think I have some beeswax. I'll have to break that out tomorrow. We'll give it a try. Or not tomorrow, on Monday, when we're back on Monday. I've done that with, oh gosh, I think the last time I did that actually was with like beading thread. I used to do a lot of like beaded bracelets, like woven beaded bracelets when I was younger, and a lot of stuff with beads. And I think that might have been the last time running that thread through beeswax. Huh, funny. All right, I'm just gonna kind of get it a little taut in here. I don't want to hurt my appliques so much though, so it might fit a little looser in here. Just tighten it up. All right, ready to go. When you're putting it in a new hoop and you have it started, remember to kind of keep it in the middle here so it doesn't get like caught in the side of your hoop here, your thread. Okay. Back stitching up the side here. I don't think this is going to take us, ooh, that's a pretty big stitch, but that's okay. I don't think this is going to take us very long to finish all this embroidery. Probably 2 more days though yet. So we might be done with, oh, we still got to sew it. I was going to say, we're going to be done with this block on Tuesday, but we still have to sew it all together. So hopefully we'll be done with the embroidery on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that should be plenty of time to sew it, right? I would think, especially since we have all the pieces cut. Keep forgetting, you know, I'm not used to cutting all the pieces before we start, even though I know that's the common thing to do. Just the projects we've been working on lately, that just wasn't a thing we could do. Like with a Splendid Sampler, we weren't cutting all the pieces beforehand. So that's like a whole step done. It's like magic work. Magic work done for us already. So that will speed things up for sure. All right, so I was thinking about maybe doing a blanket stitch for these shingles, but I think I'm gonna just stick with backstitch for this whole deal. Yeah, maybe we should think about that for a sec before getting too far. I think with the last block, I did do a few other stitches. I'm wondering if maybe we do like a chain stitch or something for this outer door. I think that might be kind of cute. We could maybe do that for the house or these window guys too. Then we'd have something. We'd have more than just backstitching, you know? I'd like to have some sort of more texture in there. I think that would be kind of nice. The two kind of like entry ways into the house. So then we'll do the rest just backstitch. So yeah, I think we'll do this a chain stitch. It'll give us just a thicker line. Maybe a single chain stitch for the doorknob there, the door handle, and then maybe a chain stitch around these windows to get a thicker line as well. I think that'd be pretty cute. And I really like doing the chain stitch. And then I won't worry about doing a blanket stitch for any of this. We'll just do all of this backstitch. All right, plan in place. That's good. Okay, I do think I am gonna just go across all of these in one big stitch though, even though they do get pretty big here, but we've kind of set that up already with these large stitches, so I don't think it'll be out of place. How should we do this? I think I'm gonna do all the inside pieces, or I'll do the insides to here, hit this roof, or the chimney, do all the inside pieces, back down, do all the inside pieces, and then back stitch the one side and come back up the other side, and that's perfect. So I got it mapped out so we can hit all these pieces with one without jumping around everywhere. So again, I'm gonna do the center pieces, do the chimney, then pick up the center pieces again, come down on the center pieces, and then start at this point and then go all the way around. And then maybe we'll come down. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. I like mapping it out beforehand. And I'm gonna just kind of jump up to the next piece here. As long as I kind of go up like a ladder, like back and forth like this, I won't show any jumping lines on the back because, you know, we're going to eventually be putting stitches there. So I think this will work. And again, I'm doing these jumps or these little lines first because I want the edges, these edge points, to be covered up by the other lines we'll be stitching for the roof. All right, I'm gonna do one more and then we'll start this chimney. And it's good that I'm starting this chimney because I'm gonna run out of thread again and I'm gonna wanna weave it in to something more than these big stitches. And the back stitch will give us more to weave it into on the back. Little chimney. Well, I hope everyone has a good weekend, and if you are in Florida or any of that path, I hope you got everything in line, or if you're by all the fires, or, oh man, there's just so much going on right now. But I hope all y'all are safe. Scary stuff. The English paper piecing, you can get it from the Wisecraft quilts. There is a link if you go to the post of this video where I write all my stuff in the post. In there, there's the link to the Wisecraft blog post, and in that blog post, she has links to get the papers. They are not in the book, so you do have to get the templates to do the project, really. So that's the deal with that. And there's a week yet, so there should be plenty of time for them to come here. Oh, you got yours today. Awesome, Gretchen. All right, I think I can snag 2 more of these little house lines out of here. Maybe I should just do that one. I think I'm going to do this. Oh, I got a lot of thread left, though. But I don't have anything to weave it in. So I think I'm going to end this thread here just because I have a good spot to weave it in. And then we'll get a new piece of thread and then continue kind of our path here. I think that'll make it easier on us. See, because there's not much to weave in with these big stitches, but I can do more here. Yeah, I'm excited for that project, though. That'll be fun. So I think you need like 40 little scraps total, and they can all be different or they can all be the same. I'm literally just using scraps. I'm not going to buy anything. I think that was 4 times. I didn't need to do that. But I'm excited. I haven't picked my fabrics yet. It'll be neat, though. I like picking fabrics. The book tells you which pieces you need. Oh, it does tell you which pieces you need. However, they're kind of, maybe they're common English paper piecing shapes. I don't know, but they are. I mean, it's not as common as like hexagons. They are they got some oblong hexagons and some other like pentagons and octagons and stuff. So if you're going to go to the store to buy all those templates anyway, I would just get them from the site, then it's all ready to go. But yeah, I mean, you could probably look up on the internet if you have the book, it tells you the kind of what they're called. So you could probably look up on the internet, find a template for it, and print out yourself if you really wanted to. But it really is easy, that little pack that comes in the mail. All right, so I cut another piece. Let's separate into 3s, and we will just get all, caught a little bit there. We'll get this all prepped for Monday, but I think we will probably, I think I'll start stitching just a little bit so we can just pick it up tomorrow on Monday. And I think we will get calling it a night soon here, though. The book's worth getting, though, too. I bought the book from Amazon, and it's just pretty, especially if you love the idea of using up old jeans or old shirts or whatever to just make beautiful quilts. She repurposes most of the fabric from for all the quilts, and they don't look kitschy or goofy. They are all just beautiful and pretty, and they all seem just so meaningful. And I love that. I love making stuff out of the, like I'm making a jean quilt right now, and she's got that jean quilt on the cover, so it's immediately talking to me right away. And I love making something that would have just been garbage. Oh, the book. Here's the book again, guys. Sorry about that. It is Wisecraft Quilts, and it's by Blair Stocker. I didn't put a link to the book, but I did put a link to her blog where she has it for sale. When we come back to it on Monday, I'll start putting the link to this in. But yeah, Wisecraft Quilts. Look at that beautiful jean quilt. I love it. And the project we're doing again, just to show you that again. I think it's before this. Oops, sorry guys. Phone going off there. Where are you? All right, right here. This is the project we're going to be working on. Hand stitched. Okay, so let's finish getting this ready. I think I got to go through one more time. And we'll give that a little snip. Oh, you made a quilt for men's dress shirts. Oh, from her book. Oh yeah, there are so many patterns from the book that I want to make. She makes one out of like old vintage handkerchiefs. And the way she does it is so clever and makes it so easy for this handkerchief one that it's just so beautiful, and I wanna do that one too. I have a few vintage handkerchiefs, but I would need a pile more of them. It's really cute. Yeah, and then I've been saving my husband's old dress shirts and stuff too, and starting to cut them up, and she has some really cute things with those too. But yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's worth it. Like I said earlier, I'm making a blog post about my top 5 sewing books that I really like right now, and it's going on the list. It's just speaking my language for sure. I like it. I think we will just finish up these little inside lines here, and on Monday, we'll pick it up with the back stitching and then start going down this way. Oh, we got to hit this heart too. Can't forget that. We won't forget it. Got the little lacy bloops around the heart. All right. One more of these little lines, then we'll call it. I think it's looking pretty cute. Oh, you got the shirts from a local thrift store. You even found the backing fabric there. Oh, I love it. That's just so cool. All right, I think I'll do one more. We'll start right here, and I just want my thread and needle to be on the front so I can see it, so that's why I'm just coming up there. So I am gonna take it out of the hoop, just so it's out of the hoop for the evening. Because like I said, well, for the weekend actually, I don't want it in the hoop that whole entire time, because I think it will, look how less of a crease there is. Oh, my embroidery book would be on your list. Oh, that's awesome, Carla. You are so sweet. Oh, you're on your second project from the book. Oh, for sure, share them in the Penguin Fish Crafters group. Oh, were you doing the guinea pig? Was that you that shared that from the book? I'd love to, whatever you're working on, I'd love to see it in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group for sure. How fun. All right, guys, there we are for tonight. We made some progress. We did this whole cute area. I forgot about that already. And we got like a house going here, so awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna flip you around and we'll call it an evening. Hello, so here we are. Progress for the night. Oh, it's just looking fun with that embroidery, and there's the little J and A. Fun. I'm enjoying just doing this all one color like this. I think it's just fun, and I'm really liking this embroidery too. Oops. All right, sorry guys. Hubs is calling, so I should probably call it back. I think he's walking home from somewhere. So, all right, guys, thanks again. I will put this up on Penguin and Fish movies on YouTube when I'm done here tonight, and I will catch you guys again on Monday. Be sure this whole weekend yet you can sign up for to win the Sarah J Designs by Sarah J Fat Quarter Bundle. You can do that on the YouTube as well. So awesome, guys. Have a good night and a great weekend to you guys too. Thanks again for joining me. I will catch you later. Good night.